One of the most exciting things about being a retro gamer are the constant updates, hacks, translation, and indie games that are still showing up for our favorite game systems. It's always great to see the little changes that the community comes up with. Sometimes just a simple color hack can make all the difference, and sometimes a game you have been wanting to play for years can finally be accessed thanks to a translation. This work is often done by just a few people that do it simply for the love of the hobby. Back in December of 2022, Master LinKuei, Billy Time Games, and Yosoi Nacho came together to make some changes to the 32X version of Mortal Kombat 2. This one was originally released back in 1995 by Probe Entertainment and Acclaim, a port of the 1993 arcade original. While not perfect, it was not a bad game at all, one-upping the Genesis original with better sound and visuals. Our trio of modern developers felt it could be even better, and now we have Mortal Kombat 2 Arcade Edition for you to try out. Has it made an already fun game even better? Let's find out. Before we go over anything else, let's take a look at some of the core changes this version has to offer. Billy Time Games has created an AI nerf here that leaves the CPU vulnerable to more of your moves, and a bit less aggressive with their own. Anyone that has played the original Mortal Kombat 2 knows the AI can be pretty nasty the more you play, and this will help open the game up to those unfamiliar with it. For those that enjoy watching a good fight, there is also a new demo mode, so you can watch the AI battle itself to the death. Yosoi Nacho has also added a pause system using the mode button to pause and then the start button again to get things going. There's also auto detection of the 6-button pad, so you no longer have to go in and tell the game it's there. This hack also adds numerous new options in the setting for things like getting rid of the timer and an entire host of cheats. You can turn on fatalities, babalities, and friendships as your preferred way to lose when it happens. As far as the gameplay itself, there have been timing tweaks here made to make various combos easier to pull off, and some timings adjusted to improve the overall flow of the game. Some of this felt nice and added a new bit of gameplay to try out if you're a veteran of this particular version. I did notice a few instances of funky animation that I've never seen before, but for the most part it seems to work well. There's a little something here for everyone, especially if you're looking for help with the difficulty. Finally, there is an in-game reset by hitting ABCM mode together.
Round 2, fight! Finish him! Johnny Cage wins. Fatality.
In an effort to bring this closer to the arcade, there have been a number of visual tweaks made to the color. Pretty much all the stages have been updated to some extent, and the overall product improved nicely. This mostly comes through as nicer separation of colors. It's brighter in some areas with a better contrast, while the darker colors on things like the floor come through cleaner and a touch more arcade accurate. I really like the way the clouds now look in the tower, and the portal comes off just as nice. While most of these changes are welcome, I feel the acid pool stage comes off entirely too dark. I'm not opposed to the stage itself being dark, but in the process we lose the acid as a standout set piece. It should be bright and glistening like the arcade. But this is more a preference thing, as I'm sure many of you will have varying thoughts on many of the color changes and tweaks. I've shown you a comparison so far of the stages in the original 32X version, but this new work is called Arcade Edition, so let's do a quick comparison with the coin op. Of all the changes here, it's the sound and music that are the most exciting. While you do have the choice to rock the original tunes, should you own a Mega EverDrive Pro or a Mega SD, you now have access to the full arcade soundtrack for your music. This is a huge upgrade and something fans have wanted for years. I know many of you dig on the funky twang of the Genesis original, but to have this as an option is huge. It's almost as if this was released for the 32X CD way back in the day. Even if you want to keep the original music, there are some additional changes to the sound effects as well. Scorpion's Get Over Here, Liu Kang's bicycle kick, Shao Kahn's laugh, and more have been upgraded or added to be closer to the arcade, if not ripped straight from it. Other little sound additions abound, like the sound the cursor makes when selecting your fighter, the trees growling, and the electricity on the portal stage. I ran into a few issues that I'm not sure if it was just me or what. Periodically, I would get a distortion in my music that lasted just a few seconds. It happened at least once on each stage and I couldn't figure out why. I also noticed that the sound effects for the trees and portal seemed to be out of sync with the animation on the stages themselves. I used this with the Mega SD, so I couldn't see if it did the same thing with a Mega EverDrive Pro. If you have tested this, I would love to hear your experiences on it.
Round 1, fight! Scorpion. Round 1, fight!
I must say overall I am impressed with this hack and I really hope the team does more projects like this in the future. Hell, I take arcade music every chance I can get. It's a game-changing option that really makes a game feel like it got a Sega CD release. Super Street Fighter 2 needs this upgrade on the Genesis in particular. Your mileage with this type of hack is gonna vary, of course. Visual and sound preferences may have you preferring the original releases, and from a nostalgia standpoint, I certainly understand. I'm the type that appreciates variety, however. More options is never a bad thing in my view. For those without the original hardware or flash devices, I tried this out in emulation and it seemed to work fine, so feel free to fire up something like Kega Fusion and give it a go. I want to end this video with a heartfelt thank you to the people that continue to work their magic in the retro community. You folks help keep this hobby fresh and give us something to look forward to, even though these games are decades old. Please don't ever stop what you're doing. I'm Sega Lord X, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time.